accurate are generational stereotypes? Imagine trying to understand a whole group of people based on just a few traits. That's what stereotypes do. They paint broad pictures of generations like baby boomers, Generation X, Millennials, and Generation Z, but how true are these labels when it comes to real life? Research shows that these stereotypes often don't match up with individual experiences. People within the same generation can have very different values, skills, and habits. For example, some millennials are highly ambitious and hardworking, while others may be more laid back. The same goes for Generation Z, who are often labeled as glued to their phones, but many are also very socially conscious and community-minded. These labels are based on the idea that people born during certain years shared similar cultural and technological environments. But these shared experiences don't mean everyone acts the same. A person's personality, education, and life circumstances shape their behavior much more than their birth year. Many stereotypes are also exaggerated or oversimplified. For example, older generations might think millennials are entitled or lazy, but studies show that most are just trying to balance work and life in a changing world. Similarly, Generation Z is sometimes seen as overly dependent on technology, but many are using digital tools to create businesses or advocate for causes. People tend to cling to these stereotypes because they help explain social changes quickly. When new trends appear, it's easier to say, "That's just how millennials are," rather than look at individual differences. But this can lead to misunderstandings in workplaces and social settings. For instance, older employees might assume younger workers lack work ethic, while younger workers might think older colleagues resist change. Another issue is that the definitions of these generations vary. Different organizations and researchers often use different birth year ranges, which makes comparing studies tricky. This inconsistency can cause confusion and reinforce false ideas. In the end, these stereotypes are not very accurate for describing individuals or predicting how they will act. They do highlight some broad trends, but they often ignore the diversity within each group. When discussing cultural shifts or age-based trends, it's better to focus on specific experiences and behaviors rather than relying on broad labels that don't tell the full story.